Hello, welcome to the 66 podcast. I'm Patrick King. Podcast? 66 playtest. I'm Patrick King. With me are Chris Tregenza, the creator of 66, and Jay Foster, one of the writers of 66 Hellenic. Tonight we're testing 66 Lovecraft, and if anyone was watching last week, we're continuing on from that, testing the same attributes, the same kind of rules. We're using the inhumanity rules, where they're affected by the presence of alien creatures in the game. Now, I have arbitrarily given Chris and Jay a few extra points than they should have received from last week's game, just so we can get things moving along a little bit more. I've given them 3 points on top of the 1 point that they would have normally gotten. And they've used those to buy their first inhumanity ability, which is essentially their first step on the path to inhumanity. So I'll just let them explain what they've chosen and their reasoning for choosing it, and then we'll explain how those will affect them in the game. So we'll go, well, Jay's unmuted his mic, so we'll go with Jay first.
Yep, so playing Aurora Valentine again this evening, our little Southern Belle intrepid reporter. Essentially, through her nature of being a reporter and always asking awkward questions, she's gained some measure of horrific insight, essentially. So this is knowledge of the secret truth of the universe. So essentially this is going to affect her social and mental interaction with us, because essentially she's seen that the world is a darker, more sinister place than everyone else really believes. And so it will colour all her communication interaction with her other human beings, because she's just become that little bit more separated from them, because she knows secrets about the world that they don't.
Yeah, it's just occurred to me that that's actually almost like the dark brother of my favourite path in this game, which was my favourite ability in this game, which is Seeing the Elephant. It's like an evil Seeing the Elephant, so I might have to think about that. Chris, you've chosen something a little bit more esoteric, haven't you?
Yes, I've gone for alien heritage. I have to say that there isn't a obvious narrative plot reason for picking this. I'm doing this mostly from a playtesting point of view, in that I wanted something completely different from what Jay's problem was. And mine is that I have some alien heritage, something not quite human's been swimming in the gene pool. And my thought is that this has always been in me, but its exposure to strange events and strange magics is just starting to tweak it and sort of bring it to the surface. I haven't quite really thought through how this is going to manifest itself, but I'm thinking that parts of my body which aren't normally visible, so under the shirt or the trousers, my body is starting to change, and as I gain points in this, my body will change more obviously. But I'm going to leave it up in the air exactly what change is taking place.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning this is how it will kind of work in the final game. With 66, the player choice is very much a part of the game, and although in 66 Lovecraft you can't prevent yourself from gaining these inhumanity points, you can, as a player, kind of guide them towards where they're kind of going. I should also mention that Chris has taken the alien heritage card. It means that there's something a bit alien in his gene pool. It's kind of the deep one background or something's been playing around. It's not quite the same. There is another one called Strange Features, which means that you are significantly inhuman looking, which doesn't necessarily mean the same thing. The way it will work in the game is, as Chris says, he can choose it to make his appearance more alien, but it also means that alien creatures might recognise him as one of their own and use it against him. And get bonuses there. Now, when we left off last week, the characters had just decided that they were going to sneak into a high, a kind of fringe science building at the university late at night to investigate a machine that they've been introduced to, apparently against the instructions of its creator, who very quickly ushered them out of the building and dismissed them. Let me just get a second. I've got his name written somewhere. Yeah, there we are. Professor Jennings, the creator of the machine, the first ever thinking machine, told them that they weren't to be involved. They've arrived in pitch darkness. The machine, not understanding who they were, thinking they were Professor Jennings, has told them that the mysterious sponsors that they've been investigating are arriving later this very night. So, go from there.
Okay, was Jennings in the room with us at this point or not?
No, Jennings isn't here at this point. No.
So it's just us and the machine, essentially.
Yeah, if you remember, you broke into the room, and
and then it announced ominously that the sponsors were coming.
Yeah, they're coming tonight. They can't do a robot.
Okay. I look at Wilson.
I look at sorry, I've forgotten your character's name again.
Aurora.
Aurora. I look at Aurora and raise an eyebrow, and
I raise.
slowly pull out my revolver.
Okay. Aurora hefts her flashlight, which is basically the only thing she's got that she could use as a weapon. Does the machine respond when we don't say anything?
It's been talking to you since you walked in, and you haven't said anything yet. So.
Okay. Has it noticed we've not said anything back yet, or is it just enjoying speaking?
It seems to be monologuing. It's getting a bit of a kick out of telling the professor off. Oh, that's the other thing. He mentioned that the young kind of attendant who let you in, John Hamish, had been dealt with, whatever that means.
Okay, fair enough. We kind of gently and slowly make our way into the room. Because what do we want to do? Do we want to take the lid off?
Well, I think we want to ask it some questions first of all.
Yeah, I really want to know inside what's in the box, actually. But I suspect it's going to be something horrible. So in that case, yeah. I mean, do you want to talk to it, or shall I talk to it?
I shall. It'll probably be quicker that way. So yeah, as we sort of like creep up to it, I was sort of, hello, machine. Do you remember me?
I remember you, Wilson.
Our young friend who's been dealt with. What do you mean, dealt with?
Where is Professor Jennings?
Well, if you answer my questions, I'll answer yours.
Jennings was sent to deal with the problem.
Ah. So maybe he hasn't actually dealt with him. So, tell me, who are the sponsors?
They are from out of town. You should leave now. Professor Jennings will return soon. He will not be pleased that you are here.
No, maybe not. But how far out of town?
It remains silent for a moment, and then simply says, Professor Jennings will return soon. You should leave before he gets back. He will not be pleased to see you here.
Aurora pipes up and asks the machine, are you in charge here, or is Professor Jennings in charge?
I am the machine. To think that I was in charge would be preposterous. Ha ha ha.
So are you afraid of Professor Jennings?
Professor Jennings is my creator. Why would I be afraid of my creator?
Okay, out of interest, are you afraid of his sponsors?
Professor Jennings' sponsors are wise and beneficent.
Okay.
So, machine, if we, I don't know, smashed you up, what would we find inside?
Machinery. I would prefer that you didn't.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. But is that all we're going to find?
I have a seeing apparatus, a hearing apparatus, and a speaking apparatus.
What is your brain?
My brain is the central apparatus.
Hmm.
If you are sneaking
What?
around here, you must have found the blueprints. You will understand.
Yeah, or not, given that we didn't understand the blueprints.
Yeah,
Fair enough, but we know it's a big unplugged.
they appear to be in ancient Babylonian.
They are in the language of the sponsors.
So the sponsors are Iranians?
The sponsors are from out of town. You should leave now.
Iran is out of town.
Yes, they are Iranian.
Which is a neat
What
trick.
happened-
I think it's still Persia.
They are Persian. They are from
What
Islam.
happens when the sponsors get here, Machine?
Huh?
What happens when the sponsors get here, Machine?
They will be very displeased to find you here, I can assure you, reporter.
If we were not here, what would happen?
They would presumably wish to review the experiment.
I'm going to examine the machine. Is there a part of it, I think, which is his seeing apparatus?
There is, yes. It looks like a very advanced form of pinhole.
Camera? I'm going to say, sort of like tap on it and say, "Is this your seeing apparatus?"
That is my seeing apparatus. That is affirmative.
See, I'm a little torn about this, because normally the machine's not done anything wrong yet. It's not betrayed itself to be inherently evil, so I don't quite know how I feel about just destroying it.
I was only thinking of blinding it.
Well, you could just disconnect it, rather than permanently damaging it.
That's true. I'm going to examine this machine. I want to see if I can just pull out a cable or something just to disable its seeing capabilities.
Yeah, it appears that the bits of the apparatus are just. Oh wait, no. Make a mechanics roll. Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to throw my students, my science, and yeah, that's about it. It has to be said.
I'm going to rule that potentially your alien heritage could be used here as well.
Okay, in which case I'm going to be alien heritage, and I'm going to concentrate. So it takes me up to a flat 4d6, I think. No, 4d6 plus 2.
Okay, well, you can use your alien heritage, but not your straight inhumanity, because being inhuman doesn't necessarily give you anything about. Oh wait, where's? I can't find the dice stream. Give me a second.
Yeah, I'll just click the wrong button looking for it. There it is.
Okay. Now, it's a piece of obviously very advanced technology. That can fit 1d6. It clearly doesn't want you to use it, so that's 2d6.
I mean, this is a question. I was just sort of digging in the rules, and so the recommendation for the difficulty, because there's this thing about familiarity. I only wrote these rules, so you can't expect me to know off the top of my head what they are. Let me just find this, because I just would think it might be worth doing it. So familiarity. So A 1d6 resistance would be sort of like just a minor difference, so a keyboard and foreign language.
Yeah.
Whereas 2d6 would be stick shift versus automatic car. 3d6 different programming language. 4d6 is I've only got a conceptual knowledge. For example, giving a plumber and the knowledge of a city sewage system.
I'll say, yeah, it definitely has 4 then. It's essentially a mook because it can't move, it can't attack. So, however, mooks can use their standard for anything. So it's going to concentrate because it's babbling at you as you go. It's trying to distract you.
Right. Okay. So it's going to get his d6 and then 4d6 because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
There we are.
So I'm on 4d6 plus 2, and I roll... Ooh, not too bad. 10, 17, plus 2, 19.
10, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Oh, poo.
You're trying to figure out where everything goes behind it, but you're a biologist, not a mechanical scientist, and it is chatting at you incessantly as you're doing it. It's saying, "Oh, that's not the way to go. No, don't press that. You will get electrocuted if you play with that," kind of thing. As you're kind of poking around. I'm not sure whether to believe it or not.
Well, I'm busy on that, and I'm concentrating. So if anything's going to happen,
She's mostly paying attention to what he's doing at the moment, rather than me.
Okay. Yeah. What are you doing?
I don't know. Aurora would try and engage it in conversation. Yeah, she's trying to engage it in conversation. I basically want to know more about it, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. What do the sponsors want from you?
I am an experiment.
An experiment into what? Why are the sponsors paid for this experiment? What do they hope to get out of you?
It is to test the application of this technology. If it is viable on certain elements which interest the sponsors.
Okay, I'm going to get stuck in because it's being evasive. So I'm basically going to use Persuade.
Mm-hmm.
Since the thing is chatty, I want to be able to use my small talk with it. Ooh, let's have a look. My expressive, and I'm going to use lots of long words in an effort to just kind of baffle it. Can't really use body language; doesn't have a body. I'm going to use my journalist on the lines of I'm trying to wheedle information out of it, and that's my profession. And can I use my horrific insight, essentially, to persuade it to tell me more about the particular thing?
Yes, I'll agree with that. You can use your horrific insight.
Okay, is that a dynamic or a static?
It's dynamic. I think all hazard static. I don't remember.
they're all dynamic.
They're all dynamic. Okay.
2.
There you are. I should note that on the cards now. Thank you for.
Okay.
Yeah. If it doesn't say
5.
static on them.
Yeah. 5d6 plus 2 to essentially basically talk to it, and what I want to do is essentially get it to tell me more about the experiment. Essentially, what is it that is new about this machine? Essentially, what is it that's particularly interested in? Because it mentioned in the application of something or other, or then it used a non-specific term. I want to know more about that specific term. Essentially, I want to get it to brag about what it is.
Well, its mindset isn't as alien as its physicality, but it is. You have none of the normal mimetic cues that you get when you're talking to somebody. It doesn't have like eye ticks or anything like that because it doesn't have eyes. So I'm going to say it gets 3d6. It gets 5. You need to beat 5.
17.
Okay. What do you actually say to it?
Well, what is it? It said what was the experiment about? So the experiment was looking at the applications of a specific item. What's kind of specific item? I mean, something as prestigious or machine as yourself. I mean, you are an absolute wonder and a marvel. I can only imagine that your sponsors are very, very proud in the work Dr. Jennings has done, and very, very proud in the capabilities of you yourself, machine. I mean, it just amazes me that what is it that just makes you tick? How come you're able to think?
Dr. Jennings.
What makes you such a marvel?
The sponsors gave Dr. Jennings a way of using organic components in a mechanical system.
By organic components, are you telling me you're a human brain?
Yes, there is a portion of a human being at the center. Do not worry, though. The person was mentally subnormal. There is no loss.
Ouch. But given this is the 1920s, she's probably just going to agree with that.
Okay.
Do you have no memories or recollections at all of the personality of the person whose brain was donated to create such the wondrous machine that is you?
I have recollections of chaos. This is a much more desirable state.
So you feel better as you are now. I mean, do you know the name of this person? Who you once were?
It's quite silent for quite a long time. And then it simply says, I think you should leave now. Professor Jennings will return any moment. He will be most upset.
Will he be upset with us, or will he be upset with you?
Both.
Will you be telling him that we were in here?
If he asks.
So in short, what do we gain out of it?
You will have distance before the sponsors arrive.
Are you worried that we might be harmed by the sponsors?
They do not like interference.
So you maintain some level of understanding of compassion.
Yes.
Okay, so, but I mean, do you know at all what the sponsors intend for your wider application? I mean, do they intend for thinking machines the world over, powered on the brains of retards?
Okay. We are using that word within the context of the 1920s, for anyone watching at home. Yeah. It is believed that the sponsors wish to make us all better.
By which you mean they want to turn us all into machines like yourself. Automatons stripped of their personality, stripped of their hopes, stripped of their desires. I mean, you understand that as you are, you cannot grow like a normal human being could. You cannot develop. You cannot even move, my friend. You simply know these walls and what you can hear and see. You cannot touch or taste nor smell anymore. You must have memories locked away in that brain of yours, that brain you've borrowed from some poor soul, may they rest in peace. You have no memories of what that was like? Do you not feel this would be such a loss for the rest of humanity?
I am harmonic. I am not chaotic. It is a much more desirable state.
Who told you that? Was that Jennings? Look into what remains of the memories of what it was like when you had a heart.
Okay, are you trying to persuade this thing? Trying to get it...
I'm trying to persuade it to either kill itself or turn against its creators.
Okay then. Well, in that case, I'm going to need a roll.
I'm either going to try to depress it or make it rebel.
Okay.
Well, that means it's working.
Again, 3d6. So.
Okay, right. Well, I'm going to get my persuade. I'm going to get my expressive because it's the conveyance of emotions. Does my horrific insight count for me or against me?
Against you at this point.
Yeah, because you're doing it. thing. So
Yeah, and it's not about discovery. So you want to add that to your dice pool.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. I'm going to bring in my self-confidence because I strongly believe in the nature of the morality that I'm espousing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to bring in my journalist because the nature of the persuasive argument and the well-written discourse is what I do. And I'm actually going to bring my activist because I'm espousing a very strong political opinion on the nature of reality.
Okay.
And I don't think I'm going to be funny about it. And I don't think courageous kicks in.
Do a song and dance. It's better to be human than a robot.
You're a brain in the jar. Just think how far you could go if you were not a brain in a jar. And other rhyming couplets with far, jar, bar, things like that.
guitar.
So yeah, yes.
Hey, you get ahead.
5d6 plus 1, I think.
Okay, make your roll.
Hmm. 20.
It got 17, so you convinced it.
Ooh, that was close.
Wilson.
Yes. Screw. Pen. God.
Please unplug the main jack from the back of the cylinder.
What? The blue one?
Yes.
Okay. Click.
Okay. The whole machine goes dead.
Plug it back in.
Okay.
Don't plug it back in. He just asked you for mercy.
No,
Don't plug
it's
it back
a scientific
in.
experiment. You studied the arts. You wouldn't understand
Mercy.
this.
It begged for mercy. Let it rest in peace, and let us end the machinations, the foul minds that have created this abomination against all that is good and decent in the United States of America.
What I'm saying is, let's make sure it's actually dead and not just merely, I don't know, asleep. So
All right,
I plug it back in. I plug it back in, Pat.
Okay. It kind of clicks on again. What happened?
Nothing. I was just curious. Pull it out again.
Okay.
Do not taunt the thing by removing and then reinstalling its ability to think.
But it's a machine.
As you pull it out again, you hear the sound of something attempting to open the door behind you. Doesn't sound like just someone turning the doorknob. It sounds like when like an animal is kind of scraping at the doorknob.
Well, I'm not letting that in. Out of interest, Pat, having a look around the room, is the machine in any way, shape, or form armed or capable of defending itself?
It doesn't look like it.
Is the machine big enough to hide behind?
Yeah, it'd be large enough for you to duck behind it. Behind the table it's on, certainly. Sorry.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to wonder, having turned it against its creators, I wonder if we could have it as an ally for the coming fight. But if it doesn't really, if all it can do is just espouse philosophy at them and then be easily persuaded by a 19-year-old girl, then frankly, it's not going to be a lot of use of a soul demon.
It wasn't easily persuaded. It took a lot of persuading.
It did, but I still persuaded it to kill itself.
Okay.
Which I'm going to talk up as a first for my character. I've never talked anything
Does
to
it
death.
remind me that your
Not on
informant
purpose.
was last week and now isn't?
Sorry?
Yeah, we are.
You had what's his face with you?
Mark's character, yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, it's fine. We hide.
Okay. Eventually, the thing scrabbling at the door kind of seems to figure out how doorknobs work and turns the knob.
Elder race my ass.
Just out of interest, are there any other ways out of this room?
No, there's only the one.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I should really have my tiddlywinks here to check my potential. Never mind. A creature that can only be described as a creature enters the room. It's about 5 foot tall, but floating about a foot off the ground. It has a pair of membranous wings which are kind of buzzing like a wasp. Its head is not like a human face. It doesn't have eyes or a nose or a mouth. Instead, it's just a mass of sensory cilia that are kind of just like this, and it's covered in kind of shitting, but it looks kind of squidgy, like it's made of kind of fungal or like mushroomy matter.
Yep.
And it zips into the room. I need you to both make hiding rolls if you're choosing to hide.
Okay. Do I always get 1d6 even if I've got nothing else? Yeah.
Yeah, because you can always burn a potential.
Yeah.
Arguably, you could use that. You're using the table or machinery as a piece of mundane equipment in this context if you want to rationalise it like that.
All right. Okay. So while I'm rolling that, it's a 2d6 I've got. It's basically the object I'm hiding behind and burning potential.
Yeah. No, you can't do both. You can only burn potential on its own if you're not doing anything else.
2d6, so it doesn't make a lot of difference.
Yeah.
The other thing I was going to say, Chris, I'm thinking about electrocuting this thing.
Go for it. I was thinking of filling it full of holes.
Yeah, you do that.
It does have a couple of persistent effects.
Well, we're going to find out. First of all,
the hiding.
My hiding. I've got thief, cunning, silent, stealth. Yeah. So 2d6. I got 46 plus 2.
Huh.
Okay.
Jammy bastard. I got a 6, Pat.
Okay. It has. Wow. Okay. This thing is not very good at spotting you. It has unnatural senses at 1d6 plus 3, and it's concentrating because it knows that someone's in here. So I'll roll that.
That's not good.
7.
Ooh.
Neither of them does it.
And it will get a J because it's I got 9 because the way it in anything like this, the players always take the role of the attacker, so we always have to defeat them. So in this case, our hide roll has to beat their spot, which I did because I got about 9 on a pathetically low roll.
Human girls, step out from behind the machine.
Aurora nervously steps out behind and goes, "Would you be interested in an exclusive interview?"
Okay. The sight of this thing is innately horrific. It has the blasphemous. It has the horrifying ability, which is one of the kind of monster hazards. That's persistent. Does it use that immediately, or does it have to choose to use it?
It has to choose to use it.
Okay.
If you want to sort of like kick into combat, then it can have an initiative and use it.
Well, it just kind of it's innately horrific just to look at, but yes.
Oh, in which case, do it as a narrative attack.
Okay.
Just do it as a narrative action.
It's going to use horrifying, 1d6 plus 0. It's going to use its alien and beast because that's 2 static. You can use 2 static, and both of those are things that make it extra scary. And it is also going to use your horrific insight against you because you know that it's real. It's not an illusion or a kind of sideshow thing. It's a proper thing that's right here, and it probably.
Right. So what is it attacking me with again?
Horrifying, beast, and alien.
So 2d6.
Yeah.
Plus my horrifying insight.
So 3d6 plus your horrifying insight.
Okay, and what would be the effect if I lost?
Basically, it would grant you more humanity points because it's a big scale monster, and it would cause you to have the fear hazard, which I was looking for that this week. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I'll find it for you now.
Yeah. I looked under the hazard stuff. I could find it on fire, which is gleefully joyous, but I couldn't find it. Okay,
Okay.
make your roll.
All right, I'm going to put mine together first. So I'm going to go for, well, my free resist of courage kicks in.
Mm-hmm.
How big is this thing?
It's about, as I said, it's about 5. I think. Hang on, let me just find a description. I think they're about 5 foot. What were you planning to use?
Brawn.
Brawn. Yeah, you can.
I was
always
basically
use
not going to be
brawn.
intimidated by its size.
It's
Yeah, that doesn't sound very convincing to me.
the size of a man, basically.
Okay, fair enough. So I
Sorry,
get my
what,
free resist of my courage. I don't get my other free resist of brawn.
were you trying to use your brawn to say, oh, I'm bigger than it, therefore it can't hurt me?
Just basically, yes.
Yeah. You ever seen a wasp?
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so my courage and my self-confidence,
Mm-hmm.
by a strong belief in one's own judgment. I'm basically not going to back down in the face of this thing. It's like, no, I believe in myself. You're not going to make me afeard of you. I really do want that interview. No, I really do want that interview. So I'm going to be ambitious as well. Because I know if I cower in fear from this horrendous thing, I'm not going to get the exclusive that I want. So I'm going to take ambitious. Because it's all about basically resisting its terrifying effect. So I had to have a reason to be going against it. I am really tempted to start arguing with it.
Chris, given that this is a narrative action, would it affect you as well?
Well, narratively, you can decide. Maybe I can't see it properly yet because I'm still hidden, or you could arguably say, yeah, it just applies to everybody. Yeah, it's your
How are
call.
you hiding? Are you just ducked behind the machine, or are you poking out to keep an eye on what's going on, or what?
Well, I'm planning to fill it full of holes in a moment, so I'd imagine I've got an eye on it.
Yeah, in that case, then you have to find a defense as well.
Oh dear.
Now, the way that I was running this was if you fail, you get a single inhumanity point. Sorry, if you succeed, you get a single inhumanity point. If you fail, you get 2 inhumanity points. Because that way it's a slower burn than it would be in the old way, but it still means that you've got more of a thingy for failure.
Okay. I'm thinking along the lines of science. I'm rationalizing this creature as a scientific. I'm understanding it from a scientific principle.
Yeah.
But I'm going. Also, I've got summon bind entity, which sort of suggests I know something about summoning strange creatures. So this isn't completely, off the piste for me.
Yeah, I'll let you use that. It can use your alien heritage against you, though.
Yeah, I just thought it might.
It can recognise you as something more like itself than the others in the room, and therefore, you kind of thinking. It used here's horrific insight, so I'll just say it's 4d6 for each of you, and then make one roll, even though it's 2 different abilities that are causing it. Or would that?
Yeah.
Work?
Yeah. If it's making an attack, then it's just one roll. Was my cultist going to help me in that weird shit just doesn't bother me as much?
You've seen a lot of weird shit. I'll say yes, you can use cultist.
Okay. So I'm on 1d6, 3d6 plus 2.
Okay. What did you all get? Let me just check its pluses as well.
In with a chance, I've got 10, 14, 16.
Yep,
3d6 plus 3. Oh, nice. 10, 16.
17.
What did I just say? 10, 14, 16. You bastard, I fell by 1, didn't I?
2.
So you both get 2 in humanity points, and you both apply the effect of the fear hazard.
Yeah, for a whole 1.
Yeah, that's you just because you're that close doesn't mean you're that close. This hazard resists all actions except movement away from the source of the fear. Okay, and now it's going to instigate combat. So.
Well, can I instigate combat?
You certainly can, yes. As a fear reaction, you can start the gun. Okay, so you can instigate combat. Give me a second, then we found some things earlier. I just need something to determine my static and dynamic potential so I don't forget what's going on. Found them.
Okay, well, I'm going to open fire. How far away is it from me, by the way?
It's just across the room. I think it would be considered close range.
Yeah, I mean, the range of the pistol is down as 3, which is a bit long for a pistol as it happens, but, if you want to...
It's definitely within that kind of range, so...
So I'm not going to take any next range.
That said, the room's about the size of a squash court.
Yeah. So
you could safely fire a gun in a room the size... Well, you couldn't safely fire a gun in the room, so you can never safely fire... You know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you meant. Okay. I've got my manual dexterity, and obviously I've got my revolver. I was thinking for this particular shot, my first shot, I can throw my cunning in, because it doesn't know I'm there.
Yeah. Yes, you can. I will allow that. It's so long since we've actually had a fight. I'm just trying to remember how combat actions work. Okay, it gets tough hide as a free resist, which is interesting because it doesn't apparently... Oh, no, it does. Okay. It's going to use its toughness. It's unnatural sensors. So as you pop up, it kind of becomes aware of you because it's kind of unnatural. And it's alien matter. So that's 4d6 plus 6, and it also uses the fear card against you, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it gets +1 effectively.
So it's 5d6 plus 7, yeah? No, 4d6 plus 7, sorry.
Yeah. Oh dear. Well, hopefully I'm burning its potential up. So I'm on 3d6 plus 3. No, sorry, 3d6 plus 1. So, okay, here I go. 11.
Okay, so 4d6 plus 7. Yeah, it moves swiftly out of the way of your bullet, and your bullet kind of grazes off its carapace.
Okay. In which case, I'm going to... Yeah, you're considerably more than me.
I got 19 before I even had the modifiers, so...
Yep. Okay, I immediately recoup 2, and I'll take another shot. Can't really use the cunning on this one, so this one's just going to be 2d6 plus 1 against it.
In this case, it's just going to use its tough hide and its toughness to give it 2d6 plus 3.
7, 8. I think it's +1 from me, don't forget.
Yep, so 2d6 plus 4. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Okay, that one just bounces harmlessly off. It even just ignores me and it bounces off.
Yeah, it kind of... the first time it kind of went, what's going on? And then when you shot it, it realised the firearm he's using is substantially primitive, that it won't really hurt me, and just stood there and took the next bullet. Okay.
I'm going to stop there and nominate Aurora. Hopefully she can viciously beat it to death with her
flashlight. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to start off with the fact that I've got brawn, which basically means I can hit it really well. Because I'm afeared, I'm going to argue that I can use my courage. I want to make sure that the fear and the horrificness of this isn't distracting me from giving it a good upsiding the head with a flashlight.
It makes sense to me.
Yeah, I'll allow it. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so brawn and courage and flashlight gives me 3d6. Chris, were you getting anywhere with 3d6?
Not particular. I mean, it's forcing it to burn potential. That's about it.
Okay, how many free resists has it got, Pat?
It's got 1 free resist, which is its tough hide. To be
All
fair,
right, yeah.
the creature was made a while ago, so I didn't realise you could have more than 1 free resist when I made it, but it seems to be enough, to be honest.
Well, it's enough to fend off Chris. Let's see if it's enough to fend off an angry small woman with a flashlight. Let's have a look. I don't think ambitious can work. Wit, no. Unless I try and make a pun about, never saw this coming, didn't you? Because given it's got no eyes. Can't really use self-confidence.
That's very weak.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm going through things and knocking them off the list.
Mm.
I can't really distract it with small talk. Well, could I? Could I be yammering at it as I'm going in as a method of trying to distract it for what I'm trying to do?
Yeah, but wouldn't you be distracting yourself as much as anything else?
Probably. But Aurora has, so far, demonstrated that she can talk and think at the same time. Body language. I'm going to try and use my understanding of body language to anticipate which direction it might try to dodge.
It's alien.
Fair enough. Can I bolt body language and horrific insight together?
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't see the reason you can't do that.
What does the body language advantage actually say?
Understanding the use of language, tone of voice, and other unconscious behavior.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that you're fundamentally flawed, given that you've never seen one of these things before.
That is
Fine. It's fine. That's why I was getting close with horrific insight. All right. 3d6 plus 4.
I'm not sure if horrifying insight should work against you here.
Yeah, 3d6 plus 4 minus 1 for the fact I'm fair, so 3d6 plus 3.
Oh, I thought I got a +1 for that.
He does, yeah.
Fine, you get a +1, so 3d6 plus 4.
Right.
Come on, dice.
Okay, so I'm going to use.
I like these dice.
Tough hide is my free resist. Alien matter and toughness makes me happy, makes me gay. So tough hide gives me +2, 1d6 plus 2, 2d6 plus 3, 2d6 plus 4, 3d6 plus 4. Oh, plus
Where are you
your...
getting your extra d6 from?
Sorry?
You spending potential, are you, Pat?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, so that's 10. What did you get?
19.
Oh, yep, that'll do it. So 9 points of stir. It loses its... how many points of stuff have I got?
9.
9.
9.
It loses its unnatural senses. You hit it in the cilia and they kind of go... and now it can't quite...
Okay, is that 9 character points worth of damage, is it?
It's 10 character points, unnatural senses.
Oh, so that's quite a high-ranking one. Okay.
Yeah, but it's... Okay.
Yeah, so I've got 1 spent. Chris, do you reckon I should recoup 2 and anticipate?
Yeah, of course you don't know
use
what
my
it's going
other
to do
remaining
to you.
potential? Sorry?
You don't know what it's going to do to you is one thing, so...
Yeah, I mean, I've already got my brawn and courage are already my free resists.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot I could really do to bolt on to those 2 as it is anyway. I'm going to hit it again. Exactly the same again, Pat. 3d6 plus 4. Brawn,
Okay.
courage, and a flashlight. The American way.
Okay. It only has its free resist left, so...
just to be picky, your flashlight shouldn't be a D6. Should be 0d6 plus 2 because he gets an ad hoc weapon.
Is it?
Well, it's not designed as a weapon, is it?
Unless you have improvisational fighter.
I don't, I'm afraid. Okay, well that reduces what I rolled previously down to was a 5 plus 6, so it was 16, which still beats Patton's 9.
Yeah. Oh, but
It would have been 7 points of damage.
I'll stick with what I had. It's lost its unnatural.
Alright, so I've got 2d6 plus 6 essentially instead then, Chris.
Right,
Yeah.
it's got tough hide as it's free resist, so that's 1d6 plus 1. It's also using your horrifying insight against you, so that's 2d6 plus 1.
Okay, so I'm spending 1 potential to use the flashlight even though I only get a plus 2 on it.
That's right.
So 2d6 plus 6. Arse. 9.
It got 9, so yeah, you swing your handbag or your flashlight or whatever, and it kind of bounces off the soft, rubbery, exoskeletal part of it.
Okay, fair enough. I nominate the hideous monstrosity in front of me.
Okay. It's not very happy about the fact that it's just gone into its own private lab, only to be shot at and then beaten with a flashlight, as you'd imagine. So it turns to you.
How does it know where I am?
You're attacking it.
Alright,
Yeah,
it's got a vague sense of direction. Even though I blinded it.
Yeah, it's just the same. It's a life card. It can't take advantage of it, but it doesn't mean it's, blind.
It's going to use its brawn and its poison.
Ooh.
Oh, that'll end well.
That's 2d6 plus 2.
Okay. I have as my free resist my brawn.
Yep.
And my courage to overcome my fear of it.
Okay. So, oh wait, it's 2d6 plus 3 because of your fear effect, so...
Yep.
It got... Oh, that's bad. 8.
Well, I've got 2d6 plus 4. 15.
Yeah, note to self, butcher the Migo. Okay. Yeah, you.
Come on, if you think you're hard enough.
It swoops down at you. Its tentacles agape, and you sort of step deftly out of the way, and it kind of looks a bit foolish. Who are you nominating?
Well, it's you.
Right, it's him who nominates. He'll nominate Chris then.
Okay, well, I'm going to recoup 2.
I was always really bad at this combat system anyway. I always spend all my potential right at the start and have to limp through the rest of combat.
Yeah, it is a lesson in impulse control. That's what 66 is all about.
In a large group, there's a distinct advantage if you're going towards the end going, no, I'm doing nothing. Why? I'm going to shoot it all to hell after you lot have had a go at it.
Yeah, I don't have any amazing insights about what I can do, so I'm going to shoot it all to hell. I've got 2d6 plus 1, so I'll take a shot at for 2d6 plus 1.
It has 1d6 plus 1 plus, I'm going to say, your alien heritage. So that's 2d6 plus 1. Oh, plus your fear.
Yeah.
2d6 plus 2. It got 7.
I could beat this. No, I can't. I shoot the ceiling. Yeah, that's me done.
Okay. Who are you nominating?
Aura, of course.
Okay, fair enough. I am going to recoup 2. And it's basically, it's out of potential pretty much, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Here is my unspent potential pool. Here is my spent potential pool. Excuse me one moment. He knows I'm in the playtest.
Okay, I'm gonna smack it again. Brawn and courage, 2d6 plus 4.
Okay. It's going to again use its toughness and your
Fear.
horrifying insight. So for 2d6 plus 2, it got 11.
Horrifying insight? Alright, it gets that as a thing. Okay, fine. Plus it's my fear.
Oh yes, so 12.
Really? Arse. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 I got.
Not quite enough.
Yep, I nominate the unpleasant thing.
Okay, the unpleasant thing. If I do a full recoup, I get 4 potential back, don't I?
One more than they would normally get.
One more than it would normally get. Okay. It's not going to do a full recoup then. It's going to recoup 2, and it's going to go all blurger on Aurora again.
Aurora.
Same thing again. Brawn and poisoned.
Yep, okay. 2d6 plus 2, 2d6 plus 4 in defense.
Okay. It's got 3d6 plus 3 in attack because of your inhumanity. Yeah.
Really? How does that help
No,
it?
sorry, yes, you're right. So it's 2d6 plus 3 because it's got 10.
I got 7. Alright, so I'm suddenly less expressive.
Yep, and it also had a poison effect on that. So how does poison work? So, I mean, he's now got the poison.
Well, if what you're trying to do is add a poison effect, then he doesn't take the damage. He takes the poison as status effect. It's one or the other.
You take poison as a status effect then.
Okay. To the value of
Whatever.
I got 7. It got 10.
Yeah, so 3.
3, yeah.
Alright. So how does that work then, Chris?
The d6 plus 3.
Yeah, poison. Is it a hazard to any action I do? Yes, or is that knocking life points off me every round?
Depends what Pat's written.
It's poison. Oh, mine, I just took the poison keyword. It is. I think it's described as being a kind of like analgesic poison. So I'd say it would knock the effects off rather than doing actual damage.
So, but is it going to be? Is it poison you want to run quite slowly, or is it a combat poison?
It's a combat poison, yeah. The thing secretes it to attack its own.
Okay, so basically you've gained. You're feeling really shit. So it's another status effect. So it's just adding on to presumably anything physical.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as the poison takes effect, it's just slowing you down.
Okay.
Right, it nominates Chris then, I guess.
Yep. I'm going to recoup 2, and I'm going to shout to Aurora, "Run!" And I'm going to run out the door.
Okay.
So I'm going to. Let's say, is it going to be 1 to get out the door, or 2? Am I going to need Mosey twice?
You can mosey once to get out the door, yes.
Okay, so Mosey wants to get out the door, sorry, Pat.
The door's still open from when it came in, so you don't need to fiddle with the door handle.
Okay, and my what I want to do is look for ways to lock, bar, generally seal this door, even if it's only going to be temporary. So if there's something handy I can just stick between the door handles or anything along those lines.
Things like that, if that's what you're looking for.
There's a what? Sorry.
There's a bench.
Okay. In which case I will spend a potential to get the bench in a position ready, so that I can drop it into, or Aurora can slam it in when she runs out.
Fair enough. Okay, who are you nominating then?
I'm going to be nominating Aurora.
Okay.
Okay. How do I need to, how many potential is it for me to get out the door?
Just one.
Right, so I spend one potential to get out the door, and then I spend one potential on brawn to jam the door shut with the bench for a total of 3.
Okay. Who are you? Are you got anything else to do, or are you going to nominate now?
I'm out of potential, so I have to nominate the unpleasantness.
Okay, the unpleasantness is going to do a full recoup. So it recoups 2 dynamic and 1 static, and that's what it's going to do for now. It nominates Chris.
Okay. How far are we from sort of like getting out of the building or some other point of relative safety?
There's a few kind of meters of corridor you'll need to get through. That's if the doors aren't locked. Are you?
Well, we came in. We know the route we came in, don't we?
Yeah, so you know where you came in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to. I see no point hanging around, so I'm going to recoup 2 and run like Billy-O. So, have I got any movement? Anything good? No. For comic effect, I am going to actually burn these run actions. So I'll take 1 run action for 1. I'll take another run action for 6. And fuck it, I'll take another run action.
With what potential, Chris?
I had a piece of potential but I haven't been using that much. I didn't have anything to use it on, to be honest. So a pretty good 5, 6, and a 1 is above average. It was better than moseying.
Yeah, definitely better than moseying.
So I'm trying to like run out the door we came into the building originally because I know we had to unlock that one.
Okay, so just to make this absolutely clear, you didn't push the bench.
No, Jay did.
Jay pushed the Jay is bracing himself against the door. Herself.
Yeah. No, I pushed the bench against the door in an effort to block it.
I misunderstood. Right.
Okay, are you nominating
Chris? I certainly am.
Okay, I do exactly the same as Chris did. So first movement action after recouping 2 potential gives me a 4. Second movement action after recouping potential gives me a 1. So I get 5 squares to his many 12.
Okay. It is going to do a full recoup and recoup an additional 2 dynamic and 1 static, and then it nominates Jay.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I haven't seen it. It's not tried to get through the door yet, has it?
It's waiting in the room. It seems to be drawing energy.
Okay. Are we still in combat?
No, you're not in combat. It's
okay.
It's too kind of tired to chase you.
Yeah, that's fair enough. In that case, we basically bug the hell out.
Okay. You bug out. You run to your cars. Your automobile. Did you?
Car.
Yeah.
It'd probably be Wilson's car.
And I'll say Mark's character is in the car with the engine running, just because that explains where he's been all this time, and starts driving you off. Now, it's 9:30. You said you needed to be kind of finished by now.
Yeah, an early night for me, so that's a good point for me to break.
It's a good point to leave it for me. I'm going to say you encountered a monster, although you fought it very well. You did wig out a bit.
Crap.
So the standard for a situation like this will be 2 points.
Yeah. Okay. I also got another 2 points from the fact that I failed it, so I now have 8 IP in total.
and 3 character points, I think.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Okay,
So,
so I'm also now I need to. I've got basically another 4, so I've got 8 in total.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna spend them all on horrific insight
Mm.
as much as I can.
You don't think this is going up
Comes to be
fast?
+2.
I mean, I know we arbitrarily. Actually, no, because we arbitrarily gave you enough to get one at the start, didn't we?
Yeah.
So if I hadn't done that, this would be kind of the 3rd session, and you'd have gotten that by now.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. That's about the kind of runtime I'd have wanted. Um,
Mhm.
okay, well, that's the end of the adventure for this week. I won't say join us next week because I certainly won't be here. Um, but yeah, we learned a lot of things. One of the things that I learned was that my monsters need a bit of butching up. They're a bit weedy, um, and yeah, no hideous Lovecraftian entity should be beaten by a tiny lady with a handbag and a flashlight. But anyway, we'll see you all for the next playtest. So from Chris, Jay, and myself, bye.
bye-bye.